Hi, I'm Nate. Welcome to Stratum, the most powerful, versatile tax planning and projection system on the planet. We're going to use John E. and Jane E. Johnson today to talk about three reasons why your Roth conversion numbers are wrong. Reason number one, average tax rates. How many of us are using an average tax rate in the year of conversion? We'll call that the in year, as well as in the out years, the fallout of the results of the Roth conversion. Generally too many. And while there is a place for average tax rates, we miss a lot of nuances when we do that. Here's an example. No income in this first year of retirement, all capital gains. As soon as we introduce any income, all of these capital gains go from a 0% tax bracket into the base long-term capital gains rate right off the chute. Now we're staying within a 12% tax bracket, but we also introduced taxation on all of those capital gains. And we went over the first tier of IRMA. Average tax rate just doesn't capture that. Number two, let's just look at an example that measures a traditional IRA being moved into a Roth IRA in single lump sum values and then assessing those values at the end of the period. $100,000 that can grow at 8% over 10 years results in a $216,000 balance, and at 25% has a $54,000 tax bill ending in a taxed balance, meaning this is what I actually get to keep of $162,000. If I move that into a Roth, I take that $100,000, and to make the analysis apples to apples, we need to keep dollars consistent. Now, in a true Roth conversion recommendation, we would never recommend that we pay the taxes from the balance, but to avoid skewing the analysis by introducing new dollars, we need to use what we have. $100,000 taxed at 25% introduces $25,000 of taxes, so I have a balance of my own in the Roth of $75,000. Now I grow that at 8% for 10 years. That's the same projection as we did on the traditional IRA, leaving us an end balance of $162,000. This should not be a surprise. Here's where well-intentioned people maybe go a little bit wrong. Notice that my tax bill with the traditional IRA is $54,000. Tax bill with the Roth is $25,000. So I saved $29,000 in taxes, didn't I? No, no, you didn't. This is an even keel analysis. This is a six of one, half a dozen of the other. There is no better answer. It is the same answer because my end result is the same. Again, well intentioned, but incorrect. What we have to do is bring these tax dollars back into today's dollars, calculating the net present value of those taxes, discounting them back at 8% per year for 10 years. And what do you know? I have the net present value of $25,000, which is the same as the taxes on the Roth. My net present value tax savings is actually zero. Now, just to cement the case, let's turn this in the favor of the traditional IRA, and let's just say that our tax rate is going to be lower at the time of distributions to the tune of, we'll say 20%. You can see now that my taxed balance is greater with the traditional IRA than it is with the Roth IRA. And yet, those same well intentioned folks might say that I had a tax savings by doing a Roth conversion of $18,000. That's not correct. My net NPV tax savings is negative. This is a $5,000 detriment. This is an unfavorable Roth conversion. Be careful. That's a trap. It's a lie. We can see how this plays out for Johnny and Janie Johnson right here. Our Roth conversion has a positive nominal and positive net present value tax savings. However, if we make a little bit of a change around how assets are used, I'm going to revert the withdrawal model from a target income into a simple withdrawal rate model. I think we're going to go up 6.5%. The whole thing flips on its ear. I still have a positive nominal tax savings of $146,000, but it's not a good arrangement. This is actually a detrimental, non-favorable conversion just based on how we use the assets. Going back down to more of a standard distribution tiered approach where I'm withdrawing my taxables, then my tax deferred and my tax free. In that kind of a projection, it turns out to be a positive analysis. Third reason your Roth conversion numbers are wrong is that the out years are treated as an afterthought. The right way to do this is to consider what would happen over the course of the life expectancy or the duration of the analysis without the Roth in place, then overlay the Roth conversion and see how that impacts the totality of the plan. If I look at the tax years, for example, this shows exactly what that Roth conversion did, putting income in the early years of retirement, removing it from the later years. Now, in this case, where there is a bit of a dearth of income in those later years, there's still a gap to fill. But look at this point. Look at how this magnifies the result, where here we're dealing with a 22% marginal tax bracket during these years, but introducing the Roth conversion brings everything down. That's the magic. That's what needs to be shown. Make sure you give proper attention to the out years. They're not an afterthought. Look, there's a whole lot more here. This is just the beginning. Thanks for being here.